Leo Kruger. Eli Cottonwood.
He's here. It's the Drifter. Elias Sampson. It's Bo Dallas.
Remember when he had a last name?
It's Big E Langston. It's Alexander Rusev. It's
Dean Ambrose.
He wasn't on it.
No?
Nope.
Or Liaki? No, they were FCW.
Yep. They did NXT for a second as the Shield. All I wanted, but you weren't honest.
I had PTSD. I got a call from a 203 number this morning. I didn't know what to do.
What was it about?
I didn't answer.
You didn't answer?
Well, I wasn't going to get fired again.
You just saw it was Connecticut and you didn't answer?
I hate Connecticut.
But you could just write me out. The love is going fucking I'm about to do. Tell me so really, really sad. The love is when you see this in your life. Hang on to the glory of
You know, I saw them live.
And how many times did they play this song?
Like 3 times.
Yes.
They opened with it. They played it like in the middle. And then they did an encore.
Shout out Tyson Kidd. Shout out Tyler Breeze. Shout out
Emma.
Yes.
Paige.
Shout out Summer Rae. That's you do.
That's what I do that every
You do
match.
that every match.
Every match I pay tribute to Summer
I'm
Rae.
like kind of surprised no one's ever said something about that.
I'm talking about the Rays of Summer.
Oh, you're saying shout out to Summer
I
Rae.
love Summer.
Oh yeah. In summer, I took my family to Disneyland, and you haven't seen joy the way that you see it when Olaf, Anna, and Elsa walk out.
Now that she's actually sentient.
On a 2-year-old.
Do you now
face.
understand how she wasn't like alive until like maybe this year?
Yeah. She has hopes and wants and dreams, and they're all Olaf.
Yeah.
And it was also kind of sad because like it was a stage show, and the other like acts were Tiana and Naveem and Lewis from Princess and the Frog.
It's really sad. Tiana never has a line.
And Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. And it's like when they come out, it's like, and then the Frozen characters come out, and it's a huge. Everyone's going crazy, and it's like, damn, like politics.
Imagine the politicking to actually get that role, and then being black, and then having to be forced to be Tiana.
You could be Little Mermaid. Now, yeah. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We've really perfected the system now that we don't do this anymore.
What's the system?
Second phone.
Oh yeah. Is this your
arm.
Is this your Fed phone?
It's my Fed phone. Oh, that's probably the 203 number that was calling me.
It's like, hey, can you return this phone?
Can you stop using our number, please?
What like plan is it on? Is it
I don't know. It has a 203 number though.
Wait a minute. So couldn't you theoretically take that phone on international trips and use all the data and like make
This is how I get back at the Fed
and make international calls?
Yes.
That would be kind of based. Because what are they going to say, right? What, like, are they prepared to have that awkward conversation?
We forgot 5 years ago to take your phone back.
And computer. You got a free computer, right?
Which I spent months. Every few months, I would go into it and try and hack it. And I finally broke the code.
What did you actually do?
To get it to work?
Yeah.
So it had in layman's terms, it had a little system that whenever it connected to the internet, it would log into the corporate network.
Okay.
There's nothing I could do about it. I would factory reset the computer, It would always come back.
Yeah.
Like a virus.
Yeah.
You remember? Because remember when I brought it? Before we got fired, I was trying to use it for up, up, down, down.
Uh-huh.
And then there kept on being a pop-up. And it kept on saying it's trying to reach the network. So, in order to get rid of it, I had to downgrade the operating system to the one Mac operating system that doesn't require you to log onto the internet to basically set up your system when you reset.
Linux?
Yeah, it was Mac.
Mac?
One operating
Mac OS?
Yeah.
Wow.
I found the one.
Ubuntu.
I bypassed it. And then I set up... I had to actually put in a bunch of code into the...
Wow, did you feel like a hacker?
I felt like such a hacker because I had to go to the black screen and I had to put like different code lines that were like block this website where it was trying to access.
Yeah.
And then...
this is also, you could just have a laptop?
Also, I could have another laptop because I already have a laptop.
Wow.
But it's like a little laptop. It's like a cute little laptop. Like good for traveling.
What do you even use it for?
I'm going to use it for like if I have streams on like a Monday or something or Tuesday and we're traveling.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't like traveling with... My other laptop is basically a desktop because it's plugged into like 5 different screens for drawing. Is this the Mace Express? Yeah. Except for it's Mansoor's car.
How's audio? Can you guys hear everything okay? It's a little loud outside. It's windy today in Florida. Florida's been cold as shit.
Cold.
It's been like 40 degrees.
Where are we heading? We're heading to Jacksonville.
Your former home.
My former home. The home of AEW. We're coming home.
We're coming home. So what WrestleMania was that?
That was 20... It was New York, right?
29.
29?
Yep. Horrible Mania.
There's a bit of delay between audio and video.
Really?
Maybe that's WWE trying to get access to their phone again. They're counter-hacking me.
You don't really need the video. It's just half of our faces.
Yeah.
You can kind of just treat this as a podcast, I guess. Hi, guys!
WWE missed on YouTube. Well, you know what? I wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I don't really think they did. I think that, like, I look at WWE now, and I'm like, where the fuck would we even be?
If we were there, we would be...
I don't think... Yeah. There's no chance we would be pictured.
In all honesty, they did us a huge favor.
They kind of did. Well, I mean, not really, but kind of, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It would have been nice to finish our contract, right? It would have been nice to come to the terms of conclusion of our contract as dictated by the contract.
So that we could be like Dijak and be like, oh, I wasn't fired.
I wasn't fired.
They just didn't renew my contract. Come roll in your living room.
Shout out Dijak Wrestling Academy. Everybody sign up.
Everybody sign up.
What it really is, like, even if you don't want to be a wrestler, it actually would make you a smart mark.
It would make you an actual smart
I don't think smart marks actually exist because you guys get worked by stupid shit like booking and like fake belts. Like you still think that shit is indicative of the quality of the wrestler.
And your Bible is also like random guys on Twitter.
But shout
out to those guys. We like them.
We do?
I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They haven't said anything bad about it.
They haven't said anything bad about it? All right, if you're a random guy on Twitter who has somehow found yourself in the role of an influencer and a tastemaker, and you like us, we like you.
We love you.
But if you don't like us, we don't like you, and we
don't want you anywhere near our business.
We spit on you. The only reason we wouldn't spit on you is if you were on fire. Yeah. Otherwise, we spit on you perpetually.
I'd piss on you unless you were on fire.
Unless you were on fire, then I wouldn't piss on you. But I'd throw shit at it to make the flames bigger,
methane
right?
Gas.
Yeah, methane. I'd throw shit at the fire. But if you actually did it, because basically they're just webinars where he'll go over the actual psychology of wrestling, and I'm sure he'll watch matches with you and go step by step over why something is done. Which, for the long history of wrestling, and the less long but still kind of significant amount of time where the curtain has been pulled back, there still is not a deep understanding of the deep tissue of what a professional wrestling match is. Like, there hasn't really been that masterclass sort of pulling back the curtain of the intricacies of a match. I don't believe so.
I don't think not in any way that, like, I don't know, feels meaningful.
Like, is there any footage of two people calling a match? Because I feel like that would be mind-blowing for fans.
Or like there would be like people watching a match back, but they'll just be saying how awesome it was to win.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no, for everything everybody knows about wrestling, think about another art form. Think about movie making. How much footage do we have of the actual process of writing a script?
How many behind-the-scenes
directing a movie,
cuts,
designing a character? But, like, there's no footage of two wrestlers calling a match and the process of what that looks like, despite how integral it is and how often it happens. And maybe someone in the chat is correcting me. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. If you see JR, can you ask him to tweet Thunder Rose?
Is he horn dog posting? Is he horny posting on me?
Are we so back?
He is a horny motherfucker.
Now I have to be an influencer and hate you guys because I always wanted to get pissed on by you two. Thank you, I think.
What? Yeah, okay.
That's one way to do it. We piss on the guys that like us too.
Yeah, if you want. I mean,
you can like us.
We don't really judge what you're into.
Piss play. The golden showers.
Waterworks? Water sports is what they call it.
Water sports?
Yeah.
Wet work.
That
was a good game. You ever play that for the?
Is that where it's the? Of course you would like. Yeah, of course you would like that.
It was like a Kill Bill game.
Yeah, I know, but of course you would like that game.
Yeah.
And
you can't play a game where you're a female protagonist.
Yeah,
you can't play Tomb Raider.
You were the guy that in school was like, yeah, I always pick a girl because I like looking at their ass.
No.
Like, no, it's not that.
No,
it's not.
I would never be so coarse.
You did not play Wet because you thought the chick was hot.
I just wanted to be a girl.
You played Wet because you have a power fantasy about being a woman.
Yeah. I've always been open.
Were you a femshep?
A fem? Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were a femshep.
Yep.
What about like Elder Scrolls? Would you play a chick?
Yep.
Really, an Elder Scrolls,
where
it really doesn't matter at all?
Elder Scrolls is like like Fallout, where you could like
Fallout actually has dialogue
choices.
You could be a Black Widow.
Elder Scrolls, it didn't really matter.
No, it didn't matter at all. That's actually one of the reasons why I didn't love Elder Scrolls for a while.
Because the race doesn't really. The race matters a little.
There just isn't really significant RPG choices in the way that Fallout has them. But as I got older, I came to appreciate it a lot more because of the lore and the world, which really doesn't.
You have to read all the books.
I actually do read all the books in the game, especially in like Morrowind, where the literature is super awesome and interesting. But like, it doesn't really come through in the game that well. Where like,
are there Elder Scrolls like proper books
that you can like buy?
Yeah.
Maybe not produced by Bethesda.
Because I
like, do you want to buy the Lusty Argonian Maid?
No, I mean like an actual lore book, like one of the Game of Thrones Bibles.
Not officially, but I do have a Morrowind lore book that was made by the Elder Scrolls Wiki.
Oh. Because that's interesting. Like, I love listening to Elder Scroll
yeah, it's super interesting.
Like Dark Souls lore and I love just a long form lore thing. So.
Yeah.
I think Elder Scrolls kind of does itself a disservice by not putting it anywhere.
It does sometimes kind of dabble, but for the most part, the least interesting part of the game is usually the main quest. And then there's some things around, like, for example, the entire idea that there are these things in the Elder Scrolls universe called towers.
Yeah.
Where it's these big, tall buildings, and if you destroy them all, it basically unfolds the reality of the universe. Because the whole world of Elder Scrolls is a Gnostic interpretation of... actually, Elden Ring is kind of the same. So in Gnosticism, they believe that there is a god, a supreme being,
yeah,
where everything was held in divinity until the
Demiurge.
Oh, the Demiurge, yeah, because of Persona.
Yeah.
The Demiurge, or in some interpretations Yahweh, created the material world. And in Elder Scrolls, the Altmer, the High Elves, are the ones who are trying to return to divinity by destroying the material world, I think the name of the demiurge was Lorcan or something.
I think it is Lorcan.
If there's any nerds in the chat.
No, wait, Lorcan is from Baldur's Gate.
I think it's Lorcan
or
Lorcan or something. Yeah, and he's hidden in the earth or something like that. It's cool.
Thank you for subscribing, Aries C1. Yeah, no, my favorite thing about most, because all fantasy worlds are kind of built on the same thing, but they, because of like legal reasons, they have to get to the elves and the dwarves in a different way.
Or just like financial reasons. Like I don't think the wider part of the video gaming audience really gives a shit about this esoteric stuff.
Yeah, right. So there's not really any reason to delve in. But no, because the original people who played video games were the people who cared about that stuff. Like,
not necessarily true. Like, if you actually look at the old Elder Scrolls games, they were really basic fantasy pen and paper type
the ancient
super basic.
I'm thinking like the
Dungeons and Dragons, but Dungeons and Dragons was really not that complex in its sort of
its lore system
original stages.
Its lore system is. I mean, at least how it gets to the point. But they're all like in Dragon Age. Dragon Age actually has my favorite kind of elves because they're like made from spirits. Yeah, you got to get to the elves and the dwarves. And
I like the elves in Divinity where they can eat people to gain their memories.
That's pretty cool.
A similar thing in Elder Scrolls is Bosmer, I think, which are like the joke race of the games. Yeah. They're like it's like the adoring fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But in lore, they're like in their homeland. I don't remember the name of the forest, Valdenwood or something. Or no, maybe that's the High Elves. Vardenfell or something. They're in their homelands and they're cannibals supposedly, but it has less to do about eating flesh and more to do with like the principle of using all the like meat and materials of a dead thing. And then like if they get properly pushed to the brink, they start the wild hunt where they all become like
that's what the wild hunt is.
They all become beasts and like werewolves and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But in the game, they're just like tiny little potato fists. like that does not manifest itself in the game at all.
The least interesting elves, D&D elves. D&D elves, the only thing that really makes them different from humans is they live long and they don't sleep.
They don't sleep.
That's like one of their racial traits is that they just meditate at night instead of sleeping.
Like a horse.
Yeah.
Or like fish.
The horse meditate at night?
Horse?
They sleep standing up.
They sleep standing up, which to me is like not really sleeping,
yeah.
Right? Because horses, if they lie down, doesn't that mean they're like dying?
They've got such little thin legs. It's got to be painful.
No, they've got incredibly muscular legs.
Well, what about like their
They're
shins?
tiny little, yeah, but like their thighs and their, like fish do fish sleep? Do they close their eyes and sleep?
Sharks sleep, but they have to push themselves forward while they sleep.
That's insane.
Otherwise, they die.
I would hate to be a fish.
Never stop moving.
Maybe the worst thing to be.
A fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
If out of all the non-bug animals, they probably have the least soul.
Because you don't do anything. You just kind of float around.
It is kind of like being an alien, though, right? Like you're like in the equivalent of space.
What?
It freaked out for no reason.
I would say that
fish have no eyelids. That's true.
No eyelids.
But they don't need to blink because they're underwater.
Sea mammals are crazy to me. You're telling me you live in the fucking water, but you need to breathe air? What are you, stupid?
It's also crazy because like they had the chance to leave, but at some point they diverted.
I just don't understand why the fuck would you live in water if you need to breathe air?
Because you don't have legs.
That's horrible. What a tortured existence.
Yeah. They can usually hold their breath for like
I know,
an
but
hour,
it just seems counterintuitive to me.
And they just kind of float around when they're tired. Like a sea lion.
Could you imagine if every time, like on this drive, this 2-hour drive, we had to drink water? Oh wait, we do.
We do drink. We literally have to drink water.
Speaking of, where's my water?
Alright. What is this giant?
I suppose in a way we are kind of the inverse, right?
We're the inverse.
Yeah, because we do need water. I guess it makes sense.
I think we need water less than they need air.
How long can we go without water?
Like a day?
1 day
I
before we die? No chance.
Before you start suffering.
Debilitating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it depends on how much water and salt you took before. But I think you can go. I think you can do like a full liquid fast for like maybe 2 days.
How long can you hold your breath?
You can hold. I can hold my breath for like a minute, 30 seconds.
You want to go? You want to do it?
All right. Let's. Let me put a timer.
And you need to plug your nose.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Well, you're driving. This is a good idea. All right. 3. Chat count. 2, 1.
Can't do it. Whew. How long was that? A minute 15. That's fine. He has bigger lungs than me, so. You kind of like. So at first I kind of panic. Like around 30 seconds, my brain starts to kind of fire off the synapses.
Yeah.
But then at a certain point, you kind of find peace.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say.
There was, I don't know if you were there at the PC. They in one of those stupid days where they brought in people for like seminars on like a Sunday, like on my one day off. They brought in some deep sea divers who do it without. You were there?
Yeah, when they made everybody lie on the ground at the PC and hold their breath. Yeah.
And it's like that's what you learn is you learn that you panic at first, but you kind of just find your breath. Relax, because if you go like this, then you start losing oxygen.
Yeah.
Stroke and dagger. What do you mean?
Stroke and dagger.
Mansoor nose plugging challenge. Difficulty impossible. You have to have massive hands.
All right. That's very funny.
Pretty impressive what you guys do your cardio. I guess. It's kind of a different thing.
I don't do cardio.
I don't really do. I ride my bike.
That's cardio.
That's cardio.
I would say that's cardio. I legitimately don't do cardio. I literally just lift weights.
I used to do cardio a lot, but it did not help me in the ring at all.
No, it doesn't.
It does not translate.
It does not translate. It does not. I would say actually the best thing you can do that might translate to in-ring cardio is
getting up and down.
Getting up and down. Like burpees,
or like the get-ups where you go all the way down to your back. And then...
but also, what is it called where you do like a full set of a lift and then you only get like a 15-second break?
Interval training.
Yeah, Ricochet does that a lot.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing but like you have to like do different exercises, like box jumps, 15 seconds, shoulder press, 15 seconds, fucking high knees, 15 seconds. Rows, 50. You know what I mean? Because like you're always using different parts and different muscle groups in the ring.
If I haven't been in ring in a while and I feel like I need to get back in shape and I'm not getting in a ring to get back in shape, I usually will do kind of like fast exercises. Not quite what is it called? What did I just say? Interval training. But I'll like scream music while I'm doing it because
you're shouting.
You're shouting during a match.
Emoting. Yeah. That's another thing too. Having to emote and act and sell adds to the exhaustion because like there's a mental aspect to it. You can't just focus on athletic performance and being explosive.
You also have to look cool.
You have to look cool.
You also have to like suck in your stomach.
I don't worry about that so much.
How was Rin Daughters of Nemazine, Brennan. Yeah, I did watch that. It was good. I liked it. It gets weird at the end, but it's weird in the right kind of way. It's this anime, Mansoor, where it's like you'd stumble upon it on PBS, and like some old white man would say, Japanimation is not like American cartoons because they can touch on things such as sex and drugs and violence.
PBS said that?
Yeah, there used to be a guy who used to, on local stations, there used to be a guy that would just, because they would get access to it and they wanted to get it out to the West. So they're like, this is the first ever broadcast of Serial Experiments Lane. There's actually a broadcast. It's really interesting because it's like a time capsule. It's the ending of Lane. You know, then you don't seem to understand. But it's got like a PBS, like it's doing the split thing where the guy on PBS is talking about Lane, and then there's a scroll at the bottom that says the Twin Towers have just been attacked.
Oh!
It's like it's all happening at the same time.
Oh my god. A little snapshot of history.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would have liked to see what 4Kids was showing.
Jelly donuts? They compared our breath exercise to elf meditation, which is...
Elf meditation?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we were just talking about elf meditation.
Oh, that's how they sleep? They hold their breath?
I don't think so. Unless they're sea elves.
Sea elves, those are in Elder Scrolls too.
They are?
Yeah, but they're only in Elder Scrolls Online, which I don't play. Because I have a moral...
Is it still up?
Yeah, I don't like MMOs. I've never liked MMOs. I've never played an MMO I liked besides Club Penguin.
I like the idea of an MMO.
They're not satisfying
but
to
they
play.
are not what I want is .hack. Like, I want, like, the MMO on an anime. I don't want an MMO that's, like, designed to keep you in a loop that you have to come back and work and play in it every day.
I actually played .hack, the first one. I think it was called an Infection or something like that.
Infection's one of them, yeah.
Or one of them. And I was playing it, and I was like, the story's cool, but why the fuck do I have to play an MMO gameplay loop in a single-player game? When the worst part of MMOs are the
gameplay loop. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with the game. Well, the game is like that, but the anime isn't like that.
Sure. I assume the game is popular because of the anime, or vice versa?
The anime came out first.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. So it was the original Sword Art Online,
yes.
kind of? Okay.
Well, maybe not the original, but it was definitely... I remember when Sword Art came out, I was like, oh, this is a .hack ripoff.
It's not an isekai, right? Like, it actually is just a game.
It is a game.
Because the story is that a guy is going into a game to find his friend who died or something?
There is somebody... Well, it's not an isekai because it is a game, but there is somebody in the game that is stuck.
Yes.
Yeah. And
his
if
friend.
He died, yeah, it's his friend.
Yeah.
And if he died, then he died in real life.
Right.
Which Sword Art Online is also kind of not an isekai until... Because it's everybody going into this VR game, and then somebody pulls the plug and everybody gets stuck in the VR game.
Don't fucking tell me to hop on Warframe, bro. I had a friend who would always fucking message me on Steam. Warframe? I've never played it once in my fucking life, and I never will. I will never play a free-to-play fucking slop, microtransaction, loot box filled... I mean, I stopped playing TF2 when that shit started happening, okay? And I have a profound love for TF2.
Was there a time where there was no loot box?
Yes! TF2 used to just be a game you would play. And all the classes looked like them, and then they brought in the hats, like that was fine. But then it was like I don't even know if TF2 had loot boxes.
You know, there's a whole black market like with real money and
CS:GO.
Gambling. Yeah, CS:GO. They do it. It started with Team Fortress, but
they got really bad at CS:GO.
It's all like some Russian guy.
Yes.
And he like it's illegal gambling for children.
It is. And speaking of that, I feel like the downfall of Valve needs to be studied. As a game development studio,
I mean,
like, what the fuck?
Isn't it kind of just like the natural, like, the same way a game developer in Japan becomes a pachinko machine maker?
Yeah, true.
Like, they stopped making games because they make way more money as I I don't know, provider of games.
As a marketplace. But I just like I read an article on the corporate structure of Valve, and it's actually fascinating. It's kind of like a commune. Like it's almost like a Marxist collective, where the idea is that you can work on any game you want, and the only way to get a team.
So that's why nothing ever gets done.
Exactly. The only way to get a team to make a game you want to make is to actually go and ask people, "Do you want to work on my game?" And it's everybody just sitting around, like kind of like twiddling their thumbs,
just jerking it.
Yeah, and like that's how we got Dota Auto Chess or whatever the fuck bullshit, or Artifact. But we got Half-Life Alyx, which is tremendous.
What was Gaben's involvement in like the original game development? Was he really hands-on? Because I feel like he'd be the type of guy that would want to make games.
No, because it's almost exactly like an old wrestler.
Yeah.
It's almost exactly like a Dolph Ziggler, where you're so good at something and you've done it so long, but like the industry has like chewed you up so much that you like don't even like wrestling anymore. So Gabe has explicitly said, "Yeah, I'm not really interested in video game. I'm right now. I'm focusing on a project where you can, in virtual reality, go into a human body for hospitals." Like he's working on medical software, like in the form of a video game. So like a lot of the Valve upper like tier are really interested in VR as a new,
as like a new frontier.
New frontier,
yeah.
But not so much in the gaming realm, but in like a life realm. So, although he has said that the only game he plays is Slay the Spire. So, I think he's just like in the time of his life where he just wants to play kind of like deck building card game, which is probably why Artifact happened, which I didn't touch. Because for the most part, I don't really like deck building games unless they have a narrative, which is why I enjoyed Slay the Spire, but it didn't really hook me.
Johnny Snips asks, y'all seen Gun Gale Alternative? Yes, I have. I don't think Manny hasn't, but
Johnny Snips is a crazy name.
That's a good name.
Like, is that a motherfucking circumcision reference?
It's it's a new. I mean, it's like in the Sword Art universe, but it's a different game, and it's like a first-person shooter game. But they bring it up because the main character is a tall girl that wants to be a small girl, so I get it. Half-Life 3 will be full VR. You think that'll ever happen?
Yeah, I just think they're interested in making...
Half-Life 3 will be like a plane flying simulator in VR.
So the thing about Valve, what it seems like to me, is they don't make a game unless they feel like it's a advancement of the medium. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that they're interested in making games unless they feel like they're doing something new.
Which is why they did Alex.
An elaboration.
Yeah.
The only thing that I feel like, and that's why I feel like there was never a Left 4 Dead 3, because I think they were stretching it with Left 4 Dead 2 because it was basically the same game as Left 4 Dead 1. There was really no major changes in the games. In fact, I'm pretty sure there was a 1 year distance between the games coming out.
Tortex, thank you for subscribing.
So a Half-Life 3, the thing that was crazy about Half-Life 2 was primarily the physics engine.
Oh, yeah.
And it really...
Yeah, they were all kind of just demos, right?
It was a tech demo.
Yeah, they were all tech demos.
It was a tech demo for Source.
So why do they have awesome stories?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't...
I've seen tech demo games. Remember...
Portal was a tech demo.
Remember Rise, Son of Rome for the Xbox
Which was
One?
just a graphics...
It was just a graphics thing.
Yeah,
it was 30 minutes.
Right. Portal was basically a demo. And Portal 2 was the full elaboration of that technology. And Portal 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It didn't, and that's the thing. It doesn't need to go as hard as it does in the writing.
Yeah,
it really doesn't. And the voice acting and the narrative, but they did. And that's what's really sad is until they feel like they can do something with Half-Life 3 that's a complete elaboration of the medium, I don't think they'll do that. And I don't think they feel the need to, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Until then, we can enjoy Half-Life full-life consequences.
Half-Life full consequences.
And the story of John Freeman, was it?
I think so.
And the spirit of Half-Life lives on in Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah, it does. It'll live on forever.
Yeah. And Gmod.
Another generation has received it. It's like a virus. What's going on a Saturday, chat? What are you guys doing? Do we like FLCL? I like FLCL.
Fully Cooley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great.
What an easy watch. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch
I
it.
disagree. I don't think it's an easy watch at all.
It's 4 episodes.
But you
could watch it like 5 times and understand it.
You need to watch it 5 times to understand
Exactly.
it.
So
To me, that's not what an easy watch is.
It's an easy watch because it doesn't take that
Oh,
much
yeah.
time.
Well, compared to the fucking other animes that people recommend where they're 80 fucking
watch
seasons.
One Piece.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But I will watch a 1-season anime like
I love
3
a 1-season
times.
anime.
Yeah. It's a very...
Don't watch the sequels. They're ass.
Is it really that bad?
They're terrible.
It's made by the same guy.
It wasn't? I don't think it was.
No?
No.
Oh.
It's a zombie.
No.
Not everything needs a sequel. Sometimes the story is told.
Spider.
Gonna go play Commander with the boys tonight instead of going to MagFest. I wish I was at MagFest.
What is Commander?
What is Commander, though? I know Commander. Nice guy.
Is MagFest, was that based on the game Mag?
It's music and games.
Oh, do you remember that game that came out on PS3 called Mag, where it was like 50 players in one game?
I don't remember that, but I vaguely remember an arcade game. Chat, remember, if you remember, tell me what it was called. But it was like an arena, like, fighter, where there were like 20 of these cabinets, like, in a circle in the middle of the arcade.
Oh, shit.
And everybody would get on, and then you jump into the arena, and it was like you could watch it on, like, the big TV.
What? That would be awesome.
It was I don't remember what it was called. I've seen it.
Either.
I've experienced it once, but somebody should bring that back.
It was a fighter?
It was like an arena, like a
MOBA?
Might have been like a hero shooter almost, because I remember you could choose like a different hero or something. Everybody had different talents, and then it kind of fought like almost like Donkey. Remember the Donkey Kong versus multiplayer?
No.
It's like on Donkey Kong 64, you could choose like Diddy, Donkey, Daisy, and then there's like an arena, and you go around, and they have like coconut guns.
That
and
had a
shoot
versus
each other.
mode?
Yeah,
Like GoldenEye?
Yeah.
For Donkey Kong? Wow.
It's kind of like that. As Supreme Chairman of AEW Games, we need AEW ex-CEO Fighter Fest back. Yeah. Well, we're working on
What's Fighter Fest?
Fighter Fest. Yeah,
That's when Jabali? They did the thing with Jabali?
That's when, yeah. We're in our natency, you know?
That's a great word.
That's a great word. I love it.
That's a great word.
I love words that are associated with birth.
Speaking of AEW games, check out the newest episode with Grizzled Young Vets.
It's a really good episode.
On YouTube, where we play Wrestle Kingdom 2.
We pieced together a really good episode.
Could not read shit. Did not know how to hit anyone's finishing moves.
Did you really not know that you could use your phone as a translator?
I did, but I never thought of doing it on a screen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I used it in Japan when I needed to find whole milk.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about, like, translating live on a screen, you know? Like in a video game?
Imagine if you had that in the form of glasses.
I did for a second. My mom got me...
Yeah, you had Google Glass.
I had a Google, but I just used it for porn.
Yeah, as you do.
Which is kind of like the story of mankind, no?
Well, no, innovation happens because of, and then porn is the first thing to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what I'm fascinated to find out what our home state of Florida innovates in the absence of Pornhub. Mankind must survive.
Whores!
Whore?
Yes!
Will they legalize whores?
It's time to bring back whores.
Who's it? Like, that's legal in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam?
Yeah, the red light district. What is it called?
Is there a good way to go about that?
What do you mean? It's legal in Nevada.
Yeah.
You ever watch? What is it? Cat House. Cat House on HBO.
Yeah.
In your hotel room.
You're like,
and you don't want your mom to see. Yes. Yeah, you're like, oh shit. Yeah, huge.
We need a Hoonie Pop stream. I've got it.
So, okay, talk to me about Hoonie Pop, because it's a bubble breaker game. It's like Bejeweled.
But it's also a dating sim.
But if you beat the bubble breaker, you get to see hentai. That just seems so lame. That seems like that's
kind of like
that's a Newgrounds game.
It is a Newgrounds game.
Yeah,
but a lot of games on Steam are Newgrounds.
But I've played some real primo grade A shit, and like a bubble breaker to me is like that's the big thing.
It's a bubble breaker, but it's also a visual novel. Like it's the thing with visual novels is visual novels are hard to just read, like as just a visual novel, and sometimes it's nice to have a little something to break up.
Dude, I don't know why that's the big thing. Man,
it's not the big thing.
It is a big thing.
It's the big. It's the big thing because it was on the main page of Steam.
Like I'm talking about Artificial Academy 2. I'm talking about.
But that's got nothing. That's got no story.
But it's emergent gameplay, bro. It's like Crusader Kings. It's the Crusader Kings of porn, because you like make the characters, and any story that happens is completely emergent based on your choices and the choices of the AI. Which is configurable. So like, you can create situations where you get a girlfriend, your girlfriend cheats on you with another girl.
Is that what you're into?
You find them banging, join them, but find out that the girl she was cheating on you with is somebody else's girlfriend, and that guy kills your girlfriend for cheating.
You can kill your characters in that game?
People can die.
Oh.
And then that guy gets shipped away.
I mean, that's the appeal of The Sims, I guess.
It's like The Sims. Yes. And there's like 16 personality types.
That punk, thank you for subscribing with Prime.
What was it? Craft Punk?
Craft Punk? Was that
the cheese
remix?
one and Eric Andre? You remember Craft
I don't
Punk?
remember that.
You don't remember Craft Punk on the Eric Andre show? It was a cheese Daft Punk.
No.
I
love that show.
Classic bit.
Manny, the hentai connoisseur. Yeah, we know.
So I'm trying to think. Okay, so there's a few indie.
Big pop for Craft Punk though.
There's a few indie eroge I really like. Visual novel.
Yeah.
But it has a hotel sim aspect.
That's neat.
Where you.
I'd check that out. I'd be down for that.
You inherit your father's love hotel business in Japan.
Yeah.
So you start with a love hotel. You can build rooms in your love hotel, hire staff, and the more money you make from the love hotels, the more you're able to expand into other locations like Shinjuku, Harajuku, Akihabara.
Uh-huh.
And every time you expand into a new location, you meet a new girl. And every time you have to read blueprints to unlock new rooms. And every time you build a new room, you unlock new scenes because you invite your girlfriends to the room.
That's pretty good.
In your love hotel.
I'd check that out.
It's fucking awesome.
I enjoy an H game. It's like a visual novel, but like you're not a coward for the entire time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what makes.
Of course, a classic Kato or Shoujo.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I played recently? That's what I was playing on the Vita. Was
Kato or Shoujo?
No, I could have been Utaware Mono, which started as an H game, and then like 10 years later they made it a real game. Like they made it a real.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's like got Fire Emblem like gameplay. Like it's like a strategy game. But the first game feels, and it's like a remaster of the first game on the Vita, but it feels like it's definitely an H game, and you can tell where the scenes were because it like pans up to the stars whenever something happens.
Right.
But after that, like it becomes like a serious story. Like somebody imagine somebody looking at a porn and being like, There's something here.
Yeah.
Let's expand upon it.
That's happened a lot, I feel like.
It's what happened to Fate. That's what Fate was, a porn game.
You ever play Steins Gate?
I love Steins Gate. I never played it. I watched it. I watched the anime. I have it on my Vita though.
Chat, favorite eroge?
Favorite eroge, chat?
And if you Western erotic gay, if you wegs of society want to chime in, you can too.
You woomers.
There's a couple good wegs. I mean, the art style.
It's always like a weird like.
I know they look so weird. It's like Unreal.
Dead Eye.
It's always Unreal Unity assets.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
It looks bad, but some of them are decent. Some of them are decent.
Hold on, we might have lost. We'll be back. Let us know when we're back. It doesn't say that we're off. But I can see the reception's not. Oh, I'm still running that timer. It's coming back. I can feel it.
Hello.
Bang, 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 bang.
Can you hear us?
Bang, 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 bang.
Can you hear us?
Can you feel a brand new day? Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the live feed. We're frozen. We probably just gotta get out of this area.
It's just like when we were doing the coconuts.
Yeah, the old times. Well, this is a coconut.
If only we knew when we were doing those house shows that Tony in the crowd would start a company later. I would have grabbed that mic and been like, "Hey, it's Tony Khan! That's the homie!"
Love hotel is just a better word for brothel. We're so bad
Not
that
true.
it's way behind.
Not true. A love hotel is not a brothel. A love hotel is where you can take your special friend and you can...
Yeah, it's not a brothel.
You can get a room for like an hour.
It's not at all a brothel. It's
not
a
a
completely
brothel.
different purpose. You don't get a girl at a love hotel.
Are we back?
I think we're back, but they said they're behind. You might have to refresh. Kasumi Reaper. Okay, now I'm getting the hentai recommendations. I'll take a screenshot. Yeah, the Western games, they're not...
So the thing that the Western games have over the eroge, I would say, is usually the stories are a little more grounded in reality. You know what I mean?
It's usually like being in college.
It's so much. There's so much incest, which I can't stand.
What is wrong with the
I don't
West?
know why. I don't know why. Like 80% of Western erotic games are incest, but they are. But sometimes you need a change in style. You know,
Honey
like
Select 2?
Honey Select.
That's,
Honey, yeah.
It's one of your...
It's not really a game.
It's not really it's just a...
It's a
character creator.
poser. It's a poser. Like that's why I don't like Artificial Academy 3. They changed the name. It's called like Honey. What is it? Maybe not Honey Select.
There's Honey Select and there's
Look up Artificial Academy 3. They named it something different. They changed the name.
You know Pee Wee Herman came out as gay post-mortem? I've never been less surprised.
What? How to do that? Did he have a dead man switch? Like release a statement?
I think they released a documentary that he was working on, and it happened after he died. Academy 3?
They named it something else.
Oh, Koikatsu Party.
Koikatsu Party, yes.
That is just Honey Select.
But like, what was really disappointing about that game for me is it took away almost all the emergent gameplay and sim aspects of Artificial Academy, so that they could focus more on the poser and the scene kind of crafting thing, which is fine for some people, but I need a narrative. I need like a reason to go on. You know what I mean?
There was a Western game that I played called Third Crisis.
Interesting.
It's on Steam.
Okay.
And what I liked about it, it's kind of a mess, but it's clearly such a I could tell whoever made it had this OC, this original character, and they were like, I'm going to make a whole game about this character. And they put so much love and affection into every aspect of it. I think I would like more games that are just like somebody trying to get their weird OC some screen time.
There's some like good Western hand-drawn stuff.
That was hand-drawn.
Yeah, because like the worst thing about eroge is that it's all anime style, and at a certain point you get tired of the same style over and over and over.
Yeah.
And Western animation and illustrations, You can have distinct, and of course, you know, Japanese animation can have different styles, absolutely, but for the most part, it is that anime style, and there's a lot less kind of 3D CG kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of a good Western. I mean, there's like the classic. I mean, Being a Dick is a classic.
I've seen it a million
It's
times.
immensely
I've never
popular.
touched it.
It's immensely popular. It's like a college choose
It's
your
got
own
those
adventure.
Deadeye dolls, though.
It's got Deadeye dolls, but it's like animated. There's like motion. It's okay. Well, the problem you find in a lot of Western, a lot of WEGs is that because it's all just Unity assets, a lot of the models look the same.
I feel like I'm watching Gmod porn.
Yeah, there's a real dearth. Because it requires a lot of work.
That's what I like about the OC games, is because it's clearly, like, that is something that somebody will put all of their passion and work into.
Another issue is that, like, so Japanese eroge are games that are made and produced and sold. And they're a finished product. Western erotic games...
It'll be like, this is an alpha for 5 years.
This is an alpha... No, bro, longer. Like, we're talking yandere sim levels of,
that's
like...
not an eroge, but...
like, Being a Dick...
Technically.
At a certain point, I just stopped playing because the story was getting so convoluted and stupid that I couldn't even...
They just keep adding to
it. Just finish the fucking game. But their business model is not selling the game. It's Patreon.
It's a service.
Yes. All these, like, porno makers, they have to perpetually make this, like, 100-hour-long porn game because if the Patreon bucks start coming in, they don't have an income. They can't sell the game because everybody basically has 90% of it anyway.
Of course we were playing those Newgrounds Flash games.
Of course, bro. Of course.
Shout out to Tom
Fulp. I'm trying to think
Shout out to Castle Crashers.
What is it? Orgasm? What is it?
Shout out to Alien...
Hominid. Pico School?
Pico School. What a different time.
My Little Buddy. What was the one where you could torture a bubble guy? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was it My Buddy? My Bubble Buddy? Or something? Bubble Buddy?
It was Buddy something.
Yeah, what am I thinking of? What's the one where like it's a mini game? Meet and Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Meet and Fuck, where you have to like rub their knee and their shoulder, and like if you try and rub her stomach before her shoulder, she gets pissed off. Get away from me, you freak! What are you doing? Yeah, that taught me how to engage in foreplay. And the song, which is like some Russian like instrumental.
The adult portal.
If you find it on YouTube, all the comments are like, "Hey."
Summertime Saga? No, I don't know that one.
Summertime
Wait,
Saga.
hold on.
That's a very big one, but it's incest, so it's not my thing.
What is? I don't get it.
I really don't get it either. And is it like primarily an American thing?
No, because they still have. Obviously, you go to a website and it's all Step Bro, and they're always. Or I mean, not that. I mean, in the East, they have all the Little Sister.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I just don't get it.
Maybe it's because we have sisters. Maybe it's
so. Is it for people who don't
have sisters?
Is it for people who don't have sisters?
I heard somebody do a long video where they explained why it happens, and it's something about the close proximity. There's the taboo. So it's like you're living in...
Taboo is a big thing.
You're living in the house with somebody. There's the risk of getting caught. So, I mean, they always make it... Is it illegal for it to not be step?
I believe so, yeah. You can't
You can't say you can't actually have...
Yeah.
But it'll always be a bunch of adults living in a house. It'll be a 25-year-old living with their mom and dad.
A lot of these porn games, because Patreon doesn't allow that, they move around it by saying, I'm living with my landlord.
Yeah.
And my landlord's husband and my landlord's daughter. Lisa is my childhood friend.
That's why I hate found family stuff, because I feel like it's just an excuse to do incest.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like a sister to me.
But Kinotrope is tomboy childhood friend.
That's pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a fucking phenomenal trope.
Very anime.
Yes.
I never saw you as a woman.
Whoa!
I went to go live in the city for a few years.
I
but
come
now
back
I'm
to the
coming back,
countryside.
and I remember
My tan.
No, you know what my
child-
favorite? My favorite is when they don't even realize that they were a girl.
Yeah.
When they come back and they're like, Shota, I thought you were. A beautiful girl is approaching me, and she gives me a big
and
hug.
they're always tan.
Yeah.
Why are they always tan?
It's because it's because it's always like
I'm not complaining, but
you leave to go into the city, but you lived in like the country, so it's
Right.
like a country girl, like an Osaka girl. What is that? Stark Industries, Advent Health.
You drive through enough of Florida, you'll find weird shit.
Yeah.
Like the Museum of Aviation. Have you ever seen that in the middle? You've probably passed it a million times for coconuts.
Yeah. And there's those dinosaurs.
The dinosaur land, yeah. We drove by that every time for the Thunderdome.
Yes.
Yep.
Which the second Thunderdome.
The second,
Not the
Kia Center?
Kia Center.
What was it called
It's
at
the
the
Kia
time?
Center now.
Flags at half mast.
What happened? What happened this time? I feel like the flag's been at half mast all year.
Jimmy Carter died.
He died last year.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Well,
he did.
technically yes, but
They had the funeral the first week, and that's why the
yeah,
flag.
but you're supposed to. It's supposed to be for a while, right? When a president dies.
Do it today. They should do it for a while for Jimmy Carter, one of the only good presidents.
Maybe one of the only.
One of the good ones.
Yeah.
Shout out to him selling the Panama Canal for $1.
I honestly feel like if I was president, I would do kind of base shit like that undermines my own country.
Well, that's what. So that's what. If you look at history, if people like say that you were a bad president,
it's
because you were awesome.
A nice, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's because like in the game of Civ, you would be bad, but like you would be a good person.
Yeah, you wouldn't be winning. You wouldn't be winning.
Crusader Kings.
Yeah. Hey guys, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp?
We're American.
No, I have to use WhatsApp all the time. All my international
Talk to your
business
family,
deals.
yeah.
Apparently it's spyware, though.
Who owns it? Meta?
Don't know.
It is Meta.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ugh. Disgusting. Remember Threads?
Yeah.
You don't post on that anymore, do you?
No.
You were all in on Threads.
Well, I just wanted something.
And now you're on Blue Sky and Red Note. Like, how do you fucking?
I get it. I mean, I get it to get my name, and then I want because Twitter sucks.
Yeah, but it's still king.
I don't mind. I get something different out of all of them because, like, Blue Sky's got good art on it because all the artists left Twitter because Twitter was giving their art to
AI.
Yeah. I still like Red Note. I like the Chinese memes. It's pretty wholesome watching Chinese people and American people interact.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah. Because the smart people realize that Zuckerberg has probably bought TikTok, which is why it's back.
Like it's already happened?
It's not happened yet, but it feels like it.
I love that message.
Thanks to Donald Trump.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
What a slam dunk.
That.
What an easy. What a layup.
Yeah.
What a layup, Joe Biden.
I just don't.
Sleepy Joe.
I just don't know why. I don't know why you would allow that to happen. I don't know why you would allow somebody to, not to get into this, but I don't know why you would allow somebody to create a problem that they then get the credit for solving.
It's insane.
It's like totally fucking insane.
And then all of a sudden, this guy gets to look like the hero to like a million people under 20.
I kind of want to get on Red Note, but I'm afraid that it would radicalize me further.
They're not. It's not radicalized. I mean, it's Like,
I'm not
it's
saying
not
that,
people saying that it's going
no,
to turn you communist.
I'm not saying that I'm going to be propaganda. Like, I don't think I'm going to be brainwashed. I think that it's going to encourage me to say even more shit that will get me in trouble one day. Because
Just say it on Red Note under a fake account.
Oh, really? But then nobody's going to give a shit.
No, they'll care because you're American. They follow all Americans.
Really?
Yeah.
They're encouraging. They're like, yeah, okay. Maybe.
Actually, a lot of the Red Note influencers were really mad because apparently before the quality of content had to be like at a certain level, so they weren't
because we're tourists.
They weren't producing at a high rate, but they were making really good content. Like, and it was really hard to grow your follower base on Red Note. And then Americans just started coming in, and everybody was like, "Oh,
yeah!"
So you get 1,000 Chinese
okay,
followers.
Okay, but fine. Okay, now. These foreigners know how it feels to be the hot new thing that comes in and they're an attraction.
No, actually...
all right? Because, like...
The most base thing was I saw one Chinese poster, and they said it in English because they wanted everybody to know. And they were like, listen, you guys cannot be upset that other people from other countries are coming into our app and they're getting business, because that's just the nature of being a world power. If you want China to be a world power and on the world stage, you're going to have to compete with the rest of the world. You can't just live in your little Chinese bubble. You're going to have to make slop like the rest of them.
Well, we always talk about how, like, when a Japanese person comes to America to wrestle, or when an American goes to Japan to wrestle,
it's a cheat code.
It's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Because you're automatically different from everyone else on the show. You're unique, and there's a certain, like... And really, that's all you need in wrestling, is to be different. All you need in wrestling to get over is be different from everything else on the show. And, which is actually partly why we are what we are. But, so to be an American on Red Note, making your videos where, like, you're producing slop for, ADHD Zoomers, or it's like that chick on TikTok where every video starts with her bouncing so her tits are... you know what I'm talking about? That's just the name of the game. It's a perfect little microcosm of capitalism.
It's capitalism.
Because the problem with capitalism and its critique is that ultimately the fault is with the consumer. Because nothing succeeds without the consent of the consumer. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like...
If there's a market for it, then it will exist.
If it's bad, we get the world that we deserve.
Yeah.
Because if it's bad, but it's successful, it means that enough people, a majority amount of people, have consented to be fed slop.
Which is why we must eliminate the slop consumers.
Is that your plan?
Yes.
The Philosopher King?
The Philosopher King.
Megalopolis. So tell them about Megalopolis.
I like Megalopolis.
Yeah. Tell them about how it's
I think it's incredibly brave.
Talk to them about how it's radicalized you.
It's a completely... No, I always believed in the Philosopher King. Okay. I've always... My political philosophy is, if we had a great dictator... that was just a good person.
A benevolent dictator.
A benevolent dictator, like they have in El Salvador. Like in El Salvador, you just say, you know what? I don't care about the laws. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the world a better place. That's why we've talked about this. I do the yes man ending, which I agree
is a cop-out.
It's a cop-out.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's not a cop-out, because the yes man ending is a means for me to become the benevolent dictator. Yeah. So I get to make all the decisions to make the world a better place. But Megalopolis is about a benevolent dictator played by Kylo Ren. My only problem with him is that he's a drunk and a drug addict.
His fatal flaw.
Yeah. Like, I don't believe that a great genius needs to be like a garbage person at the same time, even if he has good ideas. Even though I guess that tends to be the case, right?
Yeah.
Has there ever been did Einstein have an issue? Was he a sex addict?
Incest.
Incest?
He married his cousin.
But that was common at the time.
Sure, but he's a genius. So he should probably marry his cousin.
He probably knew the consequences.
I mean, he's like the smartest man in the world. Why the fuck did he marry his cousin? I mean, to be fair, like... Yeah, if it's a cultural thing.
Truly the counter of Hitler in every way.
I mean, if it's a cultural thing, I guess. I mean, I would know, right?
Oh, yeah, your family marries cousins.
Yeah, my family marries cousins. Second cousins.
It's close.
But still. But the reason for that is because in Saudi Arabia, you don't meet, or at least you didn't back in the day, you never met people of the opposite sex unless you were
they were
vaguely
male.
related.
So
to them.
that's why the incest is appealing, because those are the only women you know.
I guess maybe, yeah.
I bet you they love, if they were allowed to admit it in the Middle East, I bet you they love incest.
I mean,
like mother-in-law.
I think part of it is, I think a lot of it has to do with repression.
Yeah.
So here's, like, okay, for me, I don't like pornographic situations that I can't place myself in. Like, they have to be believable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're, like, defective.
But, like, that doesn't mean I don't like fantasy or sci-fi. If I can place myself in that scenario where I believe why the sex is happening, then fine.
Which is why you don't watch BBC.
So I think for these people, it's probably like, well, I don't meet women. So the only women I know are the women I'm related to.
Yeah.
So the only scenario I believe are these scenarios. Whereas us in our libertine, you know, fucking, well, not you, because you're basically a virgin. I'm not high-fiving you. Oh, you're doing the cross?
I was doing a cross.
Oh, okay. Are our wives telling us to stop talking about this?
No, surely not.
Oh, okay.
Surely they're not.
Because I keep seeing our wives.
I was worried. Drive safe. Did we ever set a time for Layla's birthday? Oh, okay, they're talking about Layla.
Don't dox my daughter's birthday.
Everybody wish Layla a happy birthday. Who's driving? Mansoor.
Yeah, what do you think? We're in England?
Yeah.
Come on, England. Score some fucking goals.
Crazy of us to put England back to back on Brennan. We're really leaning on the British.
True.
Brennan, when you guys get there, let me know if you have any idea. We won't.
When we'll be back?
No, if what we're doing.
FCW
666.
Oh shit! There's a license. We shouldn't dox. We shouldn't dox this person.
That would be Baron Corbin's.
Yeah, true. Hey,
FCW 6. I mean, Bishop Dyer. I don't know about Dyer. That reminds me of. I'm Buddy Dyer.
Oh, that motherfucker. Yeah. So if you
that's our mayor.
If you guys ever go to Orlando, and you land at the airport and you take the tram to the baggage claim, you'll be received by a message from our mayor. Hi, I'm Buddy Dyer. Welcome to the City Beautiful. You'll be enchanted.
The problem is he has the same name as the guy who famously shot himself on camera.
That's right, yeah. That's
Bud
the
Dwyer.
The guy on the cover of...
what is it, Hatebreed? Or...
Yeah, and the song, the Filter song, Hey, man, nice shot. That's about him. The song that was in the trailer for Bulletstorm. Remember Bulletstorm?
Do kids be watching snuff videos still? I think they do, because I think they're just on Instagram now. I think they're much easier to access.
Are the kids watching Live Leak?
Yeah.
I mean, I think...
I feel like the kids long for Live Leak.
I mean, they're like... I think they talk about creepypasta that way. Like, they're like, have you heard?
Have you heard?
It's a TikTok, and it's like, have you heard of Ben Drowned? It's the story of a boy who had an old game called Majora's Mask, or like Ocarina, whatever the fuck it was.
They don't actually...
Does anybody here know about Ben Drowned?
Everybody knows Ben Drowned, unless they're children.
And how a massive meltdown happened because the creator of Ben Drowned did an April Fool's joke. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
So the creator of Ben Drowned made a YouTube channel where he modded Ocarina of Time or Majora... Or was it Majora's Mask?
I think it was Majora's Mask.
To be like a glitched cartridge?
Yep.
Or whatever, like in the creepypasta?
Because they have the weird face.
Yes. And on April Fool's, he put out a video where Link turns into the what is it called? Guro? What are they? The Rolly?
Oh, yeah.
Guro? And playing the drums?
Yep.
And the song plays, you can hear me when you see me, I got King Kong in the trunk. King Kong, King. And everybody was like, ah!
My immersion!
My immersion! People were so pissed.
There's actually a whole genre of YouTube videos that are like people who are like, I stumbled upon this game, but they'll make the game.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But they won't make a game to be played, they'll make a game to be filmed as a creepypasta, which is actually pretty neat.
That's cool, because that actually requires artistic intent. Like,
it's not just writing a bad story. It's making a bad story.
Photorealistic blood.
Yeah. When are they going to reference Sonic with bleeding eyes in the Sonic movies? And realistic
Squidward
eyes.
suicide.
Squidward suicide.
What was that game, that Sonic fan game where it was a creepypasta where you date Tails?
That was, it's not Tails Gets Trolled.
Tails Gets Trolled.
What was it called? Chat, what was it called?
What was the one where
you're going to tell us in...
Where you sit on a couch with Tails watching a movie and it becomes like a creepy...
Well, that's the Sonic Dreams collection where Sonic...
That's what it was, yes.
That's when Sonic has sex with you.
Sonic
Dreams collection was like a artistic shitpost where like you're sitting on the couch with Sonic, your roommate, and he's eating chili dogs, and then you see his hand, you're in first person, and you see his hand reach over to your leg, and he starts rubbing your leg, and then you look at him, and his eyes, because you know how it's one eye, his eye, his eyes turn into one eye, and then he just like devours you.
Do you,
in the same one, you wake up in Rogue's womb.
Somebody mentioned Lavender Town. That was huge when I was a kid.
I thought Lavender Town syndrome was a real
I thought that
thing.
was real. I did, yeah.
Well, I thought it was real because there was the very real thing of the Electric Porygon Z episode of Pokemon that gave everybody in Japan
Epilepsy?
seizures. Yeah.
I probably talked about this before, but there was a website back in the day. I don't know if it's still around. It's called Ask Peter or something.
Ask Peter.
Yeah, look up Ask Peter. See if it's still a thing. I don't know if it was Ask Peter or Peter Knows Best or... Chat, maybe you can help me out. It was a website where all you do is ask a question to a guy named Peter.
Peter Answers?
Peter Answers.
Virtual Tarot?
Yeah. It's still up?
Yeah.
Cool. So... Peter Answers is a website where you can ask a question, and it's like an 8-ball. Or what is it? What's it called? Is it an 8? What's it called?
Yeah,
Magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
Where it'll be like, ask again later, or it's looking likely. But if you clicked on the question box and did a special input on your keyboard, you could type in the answer you want Peter to say.
Okay.
So you have to start your question with Peter, please answer.
Peter, please answer.
But no. So if you put in the special command, when you type in your answer, it'll automatically write Peter, please answer. And in that amount of characters, you're supposed to write the answer that you want to show up when you ask your question. Does that make sense?
How do you do the input?
I don't know. I don't remember. So what I did in Saudi Arabia was I brought my family friend and his family all around the computer. And I said, this is a website that has been apparently controlled by a demon.
That's shaitan.
A jinn.
Yeah,
Shaitan.
a jinn.
And they were like, no way, dude, you're fucking with us. And I was like, no, watch. And I told my buddy Suleiman, hold up, you know Suleiman?
Yeah.
I said, hold up some fingers. Like hold up fingers in your hand. And he held up 8 fingers. And I did the command, and I wrote 8 fingers. But on the screen, it would write, Peter, please answer.
How many fingers?
And then I typed, how many fingers are there? How many fingers is Slayman holding up? And then when it said 8 and they saw it, everybody started freaking out and accusing me of conversing with it, dude. They thought I was
you kind of set yourself up
satanic, and they were like, legitimately, like, his aunt ran out the room screaming and was like, they were ready to whatever the Muslim equivalent of exorcism is.
Yeah.
Until I had to reveal what the trick was.
What is the equivalent? Like a beating?
Yeah, they just
start beating you with sticks.
They hit you with a switch. Yeah.
What is a petition? I'm trying to ask Peter if we're booked today.
You have to say, Peter, please answer. Are we booked today?
Yeah, but it says petition.
That's the question.
Oh. No, it says question.
Huh?
I put it in question, are we booked today? But then it says, you must enter a valid petition.
Petition?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah, like a Ouija board, yeah. But, like, more believable because it's separate from what you can do physically. Like, it's on... Because it was a website, nobody thought I was fucking with them. Because how could I possibly do that?
Wow. You are wasting my time, and I'll do the same to you.
BTFO.
All right, Peter.
I think it was like Shift something C or I don't know. But you can only do it on a keyboard.
You ever think how like Peter is like a super white name, but it's really like an ancient desert name?
Peter.
Or it's like a corruption of an ancient desert name.
It's probably based on Peter. I don't know.
I can look it up.
I know Jesus is from Jesus, which is from Yeshua. Jesus is the Greek for Yeshua.
I'm not trying to find the guy. I just want the name.
You would look up Peter
Name,
etymology.
Etymology?
Yes.
Peter, the name Peter is a masculine name that comes from the Greek word Petros,
Ooh.
which means rock or stone, which I did know because
The rock of the church.
Rock of the church.
Yeah.
The rock.
It's a man.
What Peter is cooking.
What the rock of the church is good.
That would have been a great run.
That would be awesome. There's
We
got to
should-
be some biblical fed out there, right? Where
Bible
they
fed?
Yeah, Bible fed. There's got to be.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Peter's name wasn't Peter at first. It was Simon.
Interesting. Okay. He was recast.
He was recast.
Ah.
Oh no, because Jesus named him the Rock. That's
Oh, so he called him Petro.
yeah,
Petros. And he was like, "Oh, that's my name now." Oh.
yeah. The Rock. Greek Petros, which means rock or stone. Translation of the Aramaic Ketha.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Also, that's my other favorite thing is when it tells you like the related names, because it'll be like, yeah, it's Peter, but it's also like Pietro, Kepa, Peru, Pierre, Boutros somehow.
Petros, Boutros, yeah. I haven't done this drive in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Can you believe we used to do this like 3 times a week?
Paul was Saul, that's true. Jesus was just changing gimmicks. He was like the Vince of his day.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Not in that way. Yeah, we used to do this 3 times a week.
Yep. Crazy.
And then we'd have to come back on Sunday and then hold our breath.
And then like one of those, I think Friday we do open ring in the morning and we drive from the PC to...
That was brutal.
Yeah.
The PC days were like, that's like
How many hours a day?
crazy hours.
But like training was 2 hours. In-ring training was 2 hours, right?
Yes.
Strength and conditioning was 1 hour.
Yeah. But not necessarily right at, like, it'd be like 2 hours of in-ring training and then like an hour of strength and conditioning like an hour later.
Promo was an hour? Promo class?
Promo class was an hour, but it would also be like at 4.
Right. So you just had to do something between
I remember
classes.
days where I'd go.
It was
in
just
the morning.
college. It was really just college.
Yeah. I'd go in the morning and I'd come out because there were no windows. It'd just be dark. So then you do like extra ring while you're waiting for promos. None of this is the case anymore. I don't think they.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think it's been the
Or
same
is it
since,
not?
since the
2.0?
pandemic. Yeah.
Well, what else would they be doing other than training and promo classing and working out?
Rehearsing their match for Tuesday because they're all on TV.
It's so bizarre to think about now that I'm 29.
Yeah, you old.
That I was there at 22? 23?
Imagine being like
God.
new for Gary. Gary was there at like 18.
For those who don't know,
Dawkins
Angelo Dawkins.
and Aaliyah.
Yeah, but I guess it's just weird for me to think about like the amount of time I spent there.
Yeah. And how little we accomplished.
It depends on who you ask. You know, for a lot of people, just getting there is the dream. You know, a lot of like
Until you get there, and then
think about what percentage of pro wrestlers get signed.
yeah,
What do you think? 1, 2?
1.
One?
Yeah.
And then what percentage of that...
Signed anywhere or WWE?
Any WWE. What percentage of pro wrestlers on Earth get signed in WWE?
One.
One?
Less.
You think less than one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 0.8%. And then what percentage of those wrestlers, the 0.8%, get called up to the main roster?
That's a new phenomenon. This is a new phenomenon. Because remember, it used to just be you were in like a offshoot system, and then they just grab you and put you on Raw.
What is there, like a 40, 30% success rate?
Maybe.
Chad, what do you think? You're fans. You track this shit. Hit up. Look at Cage Match.
It's a 100% success rate.
What is the like percentage of people? 100 people in a developmental system. How many of them get called up and actually have a run?
I mean, out of
not just called up like this guy's on Raw now.
Yeah.
Has like a run. We're talking about like a year, 2 years, or longer.
My class is complete. No, Raquel is still there.
Yeah, look at your class.
Yeah. So it's 1
out of 10. Not who's still there. Who got a run? You got a run.
Oh yeah.
Raquel got a run.
Who's
in your say your class?
I don't remember. Bianca was before me. Performance center class picture. I'm not in it because I started early.
I'm not in mine either. I was in the same class as Omos, Chelsea Green, Humberto, and Riddle.
Wow, what a genetic.
Yeah.
There's been so many. This is the one right before me was actually very successful. That was Shane's class. Because that had Macy, Bianca, Dabakato, Nikki, and Otis.
That's a 100% success rate.
No, but that's like half of it.
Oh, okay.
Shane and Mikey. And then it's more than half actually.
Okay.
But there's this yours the Moss.
Yeah, who do we got? I think. Oh yeah, let me guess. I think it was Omos, Chelsea, Humberto, Riddle, Zion Quinn. Who am I? Tell me how many I'm missing.
2.
2?
Yep.
Are they wrestlers or are they just signed athletes?
Wrestlers.
Oh.
Still there. Surprised me.
Hold on, I got this. Who started around the same time as me? Shit. Women?
1 woman, 1 man.
That's gonna kill me. Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. I got it. Shotzi?
Nope.
Ah!
That was close.
It was close or not close?
Close.
Close.
Yeah.
Who's close? Close how?
Racially.
Racially? She's Filipino.
No, not quite.
Just Asian?
Yeah. Half.
Half Asian. Half still there. Kaden?
Nope. She's Filipino.
She is, right?
Kaden is, yeah.
Yeah. Chad, help me! God, who is a half Asian woman still in WWE? Shayna?
Nope. Shayna's right after me, actually.
Chad, help!
You're gonna feel like a fool.
Oh man! Oh wait. Hold on, I got it. I'm gonna get it.
You're not gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it.
If you haven't gotten it yet.
I'll get it.
not even thinking about the guy.
Oh, Mia Yim!
Yeah. Our close personal friend.
How can I forget? Fuck! Damn it. And Keith.
No.
Priest?
Priest.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, I'm the Genetti.
You're the Genetti.
No, I'm not the Genetti.
Hold on, let me look at it again.
I'm like the second Genetti. I'm like second to last. I feel probably. That's a pretty stacked class.
This is a strong class.
That's a pretty stacked class. I'm not in the picture though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Vito's the Genetti.
Oh, poor Vito.
Everybody else is still there, except for Riddle.
You know what I thought was fucked up? They had Braun squash him in like 2 seconds.
Vito?
Yeah. And never mind the fact that he's like huge, but I think it's kind of fucked up to like use someone really. Okay, wrestling, it's a show, so being in that role, in that position, is whatever. But like, why punish someone for? How do I put it? You're gonna squash somebody on TV in 5 seconds and then fire him? Like, what did he do? You know?
Yeah.
Does he deserve that? Like, he did his job. Like, he did. I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, it's the thing where they book you and they're like, I book you as a jobber, and then they're like, oh yeah, he sucks.
I just think that's so strange. Like, somebody agrees to do something like that devalues them significantly, in the hopes that, well, if I show that I'm a good soldier and I do what I'm asked, I'll be seen as an asset.
No, you're supposed to argue.
Do not call me Manetti. That is not nice.
That was his name in the group chat for a long time.
Manetti?
Before he got called up.
Oh, yeah.
His Retribution and Manetti.
Where was Damo?
Wasn't Damo a later addition?
To the group chat?
Yeah, because we had this. That's before we switched to.
Because that motherfucker has an Android.
Yeah.
We used to have a text group chat. Holy shit! I'd love to go back and read some of that. In fact, you should do that right now.
There's no chance that it's still there.
Me, Shane, and Dijak. No, it's on text.
Was
it an old phone?
It would have been an old phone.
I was actually thinking about those days last night.
The PC?
Yeah, I was thinking about I was thinking about our Insiders days and the kind of stunts we were pulling and kind of the controversy we were creating.
Controversy creates cash. We were just trying to survive.
To the point where, but like, should we have done that? Like, to the point where A-Train was pulling us aside saying, please stop doing stupid shit on stream. Like, they didn't tell us to stop streaming until the incident. Like, but I remember people like really wanted to come on.
People wanted to come on. Like, we were hot.
People, like, we were these no name. We were not on TV. And people were coming to us that were on TV, and they were like, "Can we do the stream?" Because it looked like
because we'd also pay like a lot. We made so much.
We were paying our guests.
We were paying them a third of whatever we made.
Really?
And it would be like $1,000. We
Wow.
were making so much on those streams.
That's crazy.
We were cost a lot of money.
So wait a minute. Why the fuck do we get less viewers now that we're TV stars than when we were jabronis in NXT developmental?
I think Twitch has changed a bit.
But also we're not hurting ourselves for money?
We had a really good thing. Yeah, I think it was a really unique concept and premise.
It was Jackass, right?
It was Jackass, but like also we had storylines.
We did have storylines, and I remember...
We hyped it up every week.
I remember
like a promo.
I used to edit videos, like vignettes for the next guest, the Dan Matha red pill promos.
And I bet you at that point,
over the Matrix music.
we foreshadowed Tate.
He was the OG.
He was the OG
Oh
Tate,
my
a bald
God.
guy talking about red pills.
Oh my God! Ooh. Oh my God! Look how skinny my wrist is.
That's
Oh my God! When I moved it like that. Look how skinny my wrist. Hold on, put your wrist here.
limp wrist.
Is your wrist also this skinny?
It's getting
You have a skinny wrist too.
It's pale. Too.
For how big you are, that's pretty nuts. We have like the same size wrist.
Yeah, my arms have shrunk a lot.
You're huge and your wrists are tiny. Hold on. I can't.
Well, I've got small wrists. I've never had thick wrists.
If you can wrap your middle finger, yeah. If you can wrap, then you got a skinny wrist. But sometimes I look at a dad, like a 45-year-old.
Somebody who looks like they ripped phone books in half.
Oh man, with their thick wrists and their huge calves, and I get so jealous. And I'm like, when's that gonna happen to me?
The streams being in person rather than Discord help too. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, true.
Anything could happen live.
Yeah, we found out. I found out the hard way.
We do it on Discord now, just in case somebody starts saying slurs and we have to.
Well, I mean, yeah. Some people need media training.
We used to make so much money.
Yeah.
That's why people would do it, because we didn't get paid that much in developmental.
No, we didn't.
So, like, an extra $1,000.
True. Kane Jeopardy
was our peak.
That was so awesome. Damn.
You remember the golf stream with the British kids?
The golf kids with Mandrews and with Subculture.
Yeah, that was like our first time ever interacting with
Ginny.
them.
Yeah. Did we plan that, or were they just there? We planned it, didn't we?
I think they were just there.
Were they really just there? And
I think we planned on going to do a golf stream, and then we ran into them.
And the British guys were there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because otherwise, we wouldn't have never called them.
No, we didn't really know them.
No.
That
was before they lived in America. It was like they were on a visit.
Right. Nixon.
Yeah, we had our own like lore and like
we had a wiki. We had our own wiki, which is like a huge accomplishment. Is that still up? Look up the Insiders Wiki.
I think it's still up.
Is that still up?
Wikis never go
Shout out, who in the chat? WW, I knew you were editing that shit. Who was? It's still up?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Look at this cast.
Dakota
Kai.
We should read some of the. Oh, Dakota Kai! We'd troll her simps. What was that one tweet? Oh no.
Not Miss Kai.
Not Miss Kai. Classic moment is when we beat her in some game. And we used to have a punishment wheel.
Yeah.
And we beat her in some game, and the punishment was we get to draft a tweet that she wasn't allowed to delete for an hour. Was it DM for feet pics?
It was it was DM for feet pics. Yeah, Rhea Ripley is an Australian professional wrestler, the inaugural WWE NXT UK Women's Champion.
I can't believe.
And the first girl to ever appear on an Insider stream.
Dude, it's so crazy to think about. I feel like OSW with Becky Lynch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she is such a big fucking star now. It's insane. And like, she was a star when we had her on, and we were like hanging out with her. But she was NXT British Women's Champion by that point, right?
She was by then, but we were friends because she was on her.
She was
almost fired.
She was not really getting pushed.
No, she was not doing anything.
And now she's like basically the biggest female star
in the company,
in the world. God. Yeah, that is so bizarre.
Would you guys start donating again if we just hit each other? Electrocuted each other?
Did put mouse traps on our nips? That was Shane. And I think
he volunteered. He really wanted to.
I'm pretty sure he liked it.
He really wanted to.
Because Shane...
He got the mouse traps and he was like, we can put mouse traps on our nipples.
Shane never really involved himself in the punishments unless he was doing it to someone else. And then the first time he allowed himself to get punished...
Yeah, I'll do it.
We didn't even tell him to put it on his nipples. Like, he just did that.
I think we wanted to do it on, like, a finger or something.
Yeah. The shock collar with the Adam Cole.
Shock collar was
Bartels.
a great because Cole's such a sweetie.
He's so
such
nice.
a cutie patootie.
So, dude.
And like whenever he would die and we'd shock Mansoor, he'd be like,
guys.
"Oh man, guys,
I'm
we don't have to do this for real.
I'm so sorry.
I need to be better."
Cole, it's like so. We have a group chat with him and Uno for AEW games. I'm shocked. I don't think I've ever met someone so gentle and sweet.
He has the energy of like your nicest grandmother.
Your nicest. Do you have a mean grandmother?
You have a mean grandma.
You have a mean grandma?
A lot of people have mean grandmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, like I'll be like, hey, is anybody down for streaming tomorrow? And he'll send like an essay where it says, guys, I have to sincerely apologize. I'm unavailable tomorrow, but I really hope that it's an awesome stream.
You guys have an awesome stream.
And it's like a heart emoji and the video game controller emoji. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening?
He's a sweetie patini.
Yeah, like he makes me feel so crass and vulgar, which is crazy because he's always played a scumbag.
Yeah, he's always kind of played like a mean scumbag.
Yeah,
Like,
so bizarre.
what a great actor.
Yeah. I'll never forget Rolling Loud.
Did you do that?
No, I never did it. But they did it in Britain or something. I don't know. And Cole had a match, and there was a tweet, someone who wasn't a wrestling fan, that was like, I'm at Rolling Loud, there's some wrestling show, and I just saw the most beautiful man I've ever seen. And it was a picture of Cole doing the Undisputed Era thing.
We had the realization because we were watching their match last week. It was like, they're kind of just like...
frat boys.
They're frat boys?
Yes. The match tonight, it's them versus 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. If it wasn't for Garcia, that would just
be
be
the Coconut Loop Classic.
That's a Coconut Loop match, yep. Fuck, Garcia would have been one of the homies if he was in the PC with us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Especially if we were closer to his age.
Oh, my God.
Don't you feel like an ancient man when you're talking to him?
What is he, 25? I don't feel as old as I do when I'm talking to, like, Dante Martin. Because he's, like, 22.
He's 22, yeah. That feels like talking to, not even, like, my brothers.
My barber is, like, 20. And he was like, I'm trying to think of who because he's a wrestling fan. And he was like, I'm trying to think of who my favorite female wrestler is. And I was like, what do you think, Lita, Trish? And he was like, who? And I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. He said, like, Paige. I was like, fuck, you're so young. That's crazy. But that's like my sister's generation.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't interact with anybody that's 20.
Why would you?
Yeah, that's
You're
far
not
away.
You're not going to until your daughter goes to college.
Yeah, until my kids are 20. That's got to be like the biggest. That's got to be like a strange gap, right? When you're 30 and you just don't interact with anybody who's
I don't know. How old is Garcia, Chad? Because like we've said before, like Brennan knows, when I'm talking to guys that age, I code switch. Because I'm right there, you know. I'm 29. I'm like right there. I'm not unk status yet.
Yeah.
You think I'm unk status?
You're to Danny. You're unk.
Don't tell me that.
He's
Don't
26.
See, that's only
But it feels
3
so
years,
different.
That's 3 years younger than me. That's not that. Yeah, but it does feel so different. Yeah. Part of it's the aging of having a kid and getting married and all that.
Having kids ages you immediately. Because I had kids at 21.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I was a kid anymore. You were a kid way longer than I was a kid.
Yeah. But that's on you and your crazy fucking religious fundamentalist belief system.
But I'm going to be free at like
40? 40?
Ari's 6.
So
I got 12 more years.
So 44?
Yeah, I'll be free. I'll have the entire life ahead of me.
At 44, you'll probably still be wrestling.
I could.
Don't you think? What do you think? When do you want to call it? Or are you just going to go based
I don't
on,
want to be full-time.
based on your body? Like, you're probably going to run out faster than me.
I don't know. You take a lot of bumps.
Yeah, but I've never been hurt. Knock on wood.
Tonight.
I fucking snap my shit. But just because you're bigger.
Yeah, no, it'd be worse.
Like, you don't want to be walking around.
Yeah,
like
but I could Kevin Nash it. Like,
what does that mean?
Limp around.
Oh.
Gray hair.
He still looks good, though.
He still looks good. I can look good.
Steady your legs, though. I don't know. You'd have to wear those big-ass baggy pants.
Yeah.
Those Kevin Nash those big old baggy trash bag pants.
I gotta figure, like, when I'm 40, I don't know if I want to be on the road every week, right?
We're barely on the road with AEW.
True.
Like
I mean, once a week. It's not like house shows.
Like, there's a difference between going back to WWE at 40.
Yeah.
And spending your youth in AEW, where you only work once, at most twice a week.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe we could do it in our 50s. Who can say? It will become easier if we get super over in the next, like...
So that's also a thing, is that the more over you are, the less you have to do. And if you never get over, you're fucked. You can't wrestle old, because what are you going to do? We got 20 minutes, chat. If you want to get your questions in, get them in now.
I guested on a video essay of No More Heroes 5 years ago.
Oh, who did?
Before he got into wrestling.
Who?
I did, apparently.
You were on a No More Heroes video essay?
Send me the link to the No More Heroes video essay that I was a part of.
Wait, you, contributed to it?
Yeah.
You don't remember?
No.
You don't remember contributing to a No More Heroes essay?
No. I used to... So, when I got drafted was when I got famous, quote unquote. And because
you were the weeb.
Because I was the weeb that got drafted.
Yeah.
Fairly high in the draft, and my Twitter account was always Great Black Otaku, so everybody saw that, and it was all over the place. So a lot of people reached out to me for stuff like that. Like, I did a lot of I did a did you know anime, and I guess I did a No More Heroes video essay.
That's cool. I slid into Suda51's DMs.
Did he respond?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What did he say? Can you say? Are you in?
A man never kisses and tells.
Are you in No More Heroes 4?
Who can say? Who can say?
Oh yeah, they're asking if Suda noticed you yet. So yeah, I guess so.
He did. The Suda community, the Sudaverse, the Killer 7 chads, the No More Heroes chads, the what's that VN? I saw Silver Case. Silver Case. It's like one of his OG games. I still gotta play it. I think it's on Steam. They popped huge for my Killer 7 shirt, and then I showed I have I have a Santa Destroy flag in my gym.
Isn't it funny how you'll be famous for several other things outside of the thing that you do?
Yeah. But
I think me especially, I'll get
But the
people...
thing that you do is why you're... You know what I'm saying? Because you're a huge guy that was in the NFL. That's what made it novel that you like this nerdy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. No, that's true. But, even... I mean, I guess more with wrestling. I'll get people who are like, oh, I remember you from Super Best Friends or something.
Oh, true. I
get that all the time.
Yeah.
And, I got in touch with them because I was in the NFL, but... That's nothing to do with wrestling.
Right. I think people like that, they see something they like referenced, and then they see that the person referencing it is an athlete or a minor celebrity.
I think wrestling is
outside of the sphere of online influence.
Wrestling is a very cool thing to look at from the outside.
Yes. Because your perception of wrestling is always cooler than what it actually is. Because you're always thinking about it from the lens of when you were a fan.
I appreciate how people who aren't wrestling fans look at wrestling
way more than wrestling fans. Yep, exactly. Sheldon told me that one time. He was like, I said something like, who's going to care about me? And Sheldon was like, dude, you don't understand. You're a fucking WWE superstar. It doesn't, fans, hardcore fans, think you're a jobber, yeah. But you step into a fucking meet and greet or whatever the fuck, and people are gonna be like, or not meet and greet. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like when somebody finds out you're a wrestler that works for WWE or AEW or whatever, like my barber.
Yeah.
Freaked out. He was like, oh shit, you know.
It doesn't matter if they know who you are because they don't know who anybody is now.
Yeah.
They don't know who the top guy in WWE is. But like,
He knew Roman Reigns. I was like, because he's a casual fan. No. I went to the post office to ship like 80 records for my brother in Saudi Arabia.
yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, I just started watching Raw on Netflix because, like, I don't watch TV, but it's on Netflix, so I thought I'd start watching. And it was so interesting to ask him who he attached to because his favorites were, like, Roman Reigns, and he was like, oh, and my favorite girl is Tiffy Time. I was like, oh, Tiffy Time.
I love Tiffy Time.
He was like, he thinks her name is Tiffy Time.
Yeah.
But
I love when people don't actually, like Sierra always calls people by their Twitter names.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. Well, like when she called Breeze gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and she called Priest Archer of Infamy.
Archer of Infamy. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She asked me one time, she was like, do you have a match, I saw you had a match with Archer of Infamy at the Coconut Loop today. I was like, yeah.
It's like calling someone by their title.
The Archer of
in
Infamy.
a royal court. Yeah. The Archer of Infamy. Here he is. That's another game that's bad on purpose.
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes 1.
I love a game that's bad on purpose.
Yeah.
Drakengard 3.
Yep. Chat, favorite game that's bad on purpose?
How many are there? No More Heroes.
No More
1.
Heroes, Drakengard 3.
Nier 1.
Nier.
The original one.
Yeah.
Not the remake.
Right.
It's MXM, Suave Soar, and Great Black Otaku.
Deadly Premonition?
Not bad on purpose.
I don't know if it's bad on purpose, but because it's bad, it adds to the charm. You know?
Is there like a David Cage game that's bad on purpose?
No, I think he genuinely tries with his game, sadly.
I like Detroit.
Kind of Stalker, because it's janky, but like that jank is part of why it's so loved, you know? Like it's not bad.
It's not bad on purpose.
But it's janky. Like Vampire the Masquerade, you know?
I'm talking bad like because it serves the narrative.
Yeah, it serves the plot. For it to be like boring or repetitive. Or obtuse. Demon Souls, maybe?
It might be.
Dark Souls 2 is kind of bad on purpose.
Drakengard 1 is extremely bad on purpose. The original Nier was bad on purpose. Yeah. It's like a very... there was like a philosophy of like breaking down the concept of games where you... Like, I mean, because most of these Nier games are like about... It's the Undertale thing. It's like, why do you go out and just start killing the
Mass
first things
murder,
you see?
yeah.
So, Drakengard and Nier, the original ones, they made it very, like, joyless.
Yeah.
They didn't want it to be fun, that you were kind of... grinding through all these things. And the original Nier, like, it made you collect every weapon doing something, like, really tedious for, like, a very little payoff. For an ending that was going to kick you in the dick.
What was the ending?
No, in Drakengard. Drakengard 3.
Oh, the music.
You have to collect all the weapons.
That's what gets you to the...
Which is very painstaking. Which gets you to the queen, or the fight, where you're doing the rhythm game.
Yeah,
the rhythm game final boss fight. And it's impossible because the rhythm game is not very good. And at the end of it, if you manage to get to the end of the rhythm game, which is not very good, it's extremely hard, the screen goes black, and then it shoots one more wave of the rhythm game that you have to just guess.
They do that in 3, and it's even longer. I think there's one note in Drakengard, but in 3...
I'm talking about 3.
Oh, okay. In 1,
3,
it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the song in 3 is actually really good.
The song in 3 is
a fucking
awesome.
banger.
Yeah. Well, because it's all of the Intoners themes together.
And the music is always going to be, I mean, fucking
It's the best.
grade A prime shit.
That's what I learned about, because Near Reincarnation is a bad game on purpose. It's a phone game.
Oh, yeah. The gacha. Yeah.
The gacha game. And Yoko Taro has said as much as, like, why did you make this game? It was like, because
Square
Enix wanted me to make them a bunch of money. And so it's, like, really long. It's all, like, really important information to the Near universe that nobody will ever know without seeing 5 stage plays and playing through this thing.
And an opera.
Yeah, and an opera. And the music is incredible. Like, they've got remixes of, like, apparently they did, like, a Drakengard crossover where they remastered all of the Drakengard songs. And I stumbled upon it. I love games that hate you for playing them, yeah.
Spec Ops: The Line. You ever play that?
No.
It's
I've heard of it.
It's one of the only Western games that kind of explores that concept. I guess Undertale too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Undertale's kind of that.
But Undertale's very much based on Japanese games.
Yeah.
Like Spec Ops: The Line is a
American or
it's
Western
super Call of Duty-esque, like.
I think that's why I
military
didn't play it,
shooter.
because I thought it was just a Call of Duty
It's
game.
interesting. It's really interesting. I think you would like it. It's short.
It's funny that, like, I would never look at a Call of Duty-like game, but there could be, like, a really smart,
Yeah.
interesting Call of Duty game out there.
That's Spec Ops, honestly. Yeah. Really, really cool. It's based on Heart of Darkness. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's Apocalypse Now.
Is Kingdom Hearts good? Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is great. I'm playing it with my kids, and I'm realizing how stupid I was as a child, because I used to think each world was meant to take you like a month to complete. When in reality, they're just like 2 rooms, and you can do it in about an hour if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I remember thinking the Tarzan world was huge.
I thought it was humongous!
But it's like 4 areas.
It's 4 areas, but what got me tripped up is if you fall into different places, it would drop you into like different lakes.
Yeah, and the vine riding takes forever.
I do appreciate that games have become more respecting of your time, because, like, the gummy ship drives me crazy.
Oh my god, dude.
Especially before you can warp, and you have to just, like, I accidentally clicked the wrong world, and then I'm like, oh, gotta turn around and do the gummy ship again for 10 minutes.
They still sometimes do that stupid shit, like the Arkham games, the fucking Batmobile sections. Oh, god. Why are you making me play this? Or Spider-Man, where they make you play as fucking,
Mary Jane.
Oh my god.
Mary Jane!
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me do this?
It's because they have to break up the game. It's the Sonic conundrum, where, like, Sonic is a good game because you get to go faster. So, in theory, a perfect Sonic game, you'd finish in, like,
very quickly,
30 minutes, because you just run through the levels really fast.
I like Generations a lot because there were 2 types of Sonic.
Yeah.
So that broke up the pace for me. You know, the side-scrolling, kind of more cerebral, like,
and then the 3D.
And then the 3D where you just hold forward and you dash through shit.
Yeah. I got stuck in Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my god, is that the puzzle where you have to make yourself big and small?
I didn't in this playing with my kids because I just looked it up. Is Metal Gear Solid 4 bad on purpose?
I think there was a theory that Metal Gear Solid 5 was bad on purpose. Because the reason why people kind of were coping with it being unfinished by saying, oh, it's incomplete. Kind of like a phantom pain.
It's like you're missing your arm.
It's like you're missing something, and you feel it. Like, the reason why the story is so shit is because you feel like something's missing, kind of like a phantom pain. Death Stranding, I think, is bad.
That's bad on purpose.
Yeah. It's supposed to be boring and, like, kind of tedious, right?
Bad on purpose probably isn't the right term for it. It's supposed to be, I think boring on purpose, or like...
No, I like bad on purpose as a catch-all.
Yeah.
But really what it is it's the weaponization of monotony against fun and the concept of fun. Like, I just wrote this thing for Giant Bomb, my top 10 games list, where none of the games came out this year. where my number one game was Silent Hill 2, not the remake, although I am going to play that soon. I don't spend $70 on video games. The game isn't fun. Like, never did I play that game and think, I'm having fun. But the very nature of a video game in the name is game. And if a game isn't fun, then you're fundamentally sort of flawed,
like,
right?
if you walked away from a movie and were like, I didn't have fun with that, but
that's fine.
You can still enjoy it.
But there's nothing about the concept of a movie that suggests you need to enjoy it.
It's not a good time.
Right. Whereas in the name game, it's literally the root, the etymology of the word means it's from German, to have fun.
Yeah.
So when you have these, what's the adjective? Ludo. These Ludo?
Pseudo?
No, Ludo. It's a Latin word. Interactive experiences, essentially, where you're playing a video game, but the game was designed not so that you would have fun, but feel something or experience something that touches you on a fundamental or human level. But because video games are so long, right?
You do have to put in enough.
It demands so much of you. And you're not just sitting back and experiencing it, you have to actively partake, right?
You can't do something else. You can't look at your phone.
But even a movie, it's like, okay, you're watching a depressing movie.
It's only for 2 hours.
But you just have to sit back and watch. You don't have to, like, figure out a fucking puzzle. And in the middle of the puzzle, you're going, why am I doing this? I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
But you do it because you're like, well, I want to know what happens next. And I want to know how it makes me feel. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Because, like, Silent Hill 2, there are these great moments, but in the meantime, you're just, like, running or slowly going through something. But then when the ending happens, it just hit me like a bag of bricks. Like, it crushed me. It crushed me. And it wasn't even the
Ludo
game.
narrative experience.
Yeah, I know about Ludo narrative, but I just mean Ludo as an adjective to describe an interactive medium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the ending of Silent Hill 2 is literally just a voice performance.
Video drudgery.
Video drudgery. Yeah, Ludo narrative, at first I thought that was kind of like a pretentious term, but I understand why it's needed. Because I never really experienced Ludo narrative dissonance until Naughty Dog's recent games, Uncharted and The Last of Us, where I remember being like 14 or 13, and I played Uncharted 2, and everybody was like, this game is so realistic, it's like a movie. And I was like, I'm murdering like 800 guys. Like,
oh yeah, I don't know what Ludo narrative dissonance is. That when the story isn't served, or the gameplay isn't serving the story?
It's where there's a very clear disconnect between the story and the gameplay. Yes.
Okay.
So The Last of Us.
So like
right? I always use this as an example. The Last of Us is a game that is very, very grounded and cinematic, and then like you're walking through a really emotional cutscene. And then the next thing that happens is you walk into a room and there's a bunch of waist-high walls because it's time for a shooting section.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Or like something horrible happens where like Ellie is, violated in some way, or the threat of something is going to happen to her, and you feel really emotionally connected to that. And then next up you have to have a boss fight with a bloated zombie. You know what I mean? Where you have to like dodge his toxic blast, and you're like, there's a disconnect here,
Yeah. The home of the Jaguars.
There it is.
I just work there.
Now we need to figure out how to...
It's not in the stadium.
No, it's not in the stadium. It's in the smaller Daly's Place. This is our first time in Daly's Place.
Oh, there's the truck.
Right? Oh, should we go there?
Is it sure that's where parking is? That's one-way road, though.
This is where they filmed all the...
We never have to park.
The pandemic episodes.
I'm sure they own this place, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Duval! Let's take a lap.
Yeah, I guess I missed one.
Alright, chat, that's the end of the stream, because we got to figure out how to go, and we don't want you to find out.
Yeah, we don't want you breaking in Daly's Place and harassing us.
So I hope you enjoyed this.
Freaky ass stalkers. You a fan, you a fan, you a fan.
We had to do something because we haven't had time to do our stream. We were so busy.
I'm exhausted.
And we're going to be even busier because we're going on a cruise next week.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so no streams next week.
No streams next week.
Should-
Even AW, right?
Yeah, I don't think we can do AW games.
Not on.
I can't turn
not
left.
next Monday.
Frick!
Right?
You can't U-turn either? Should I just do it? Turn the
Yeah,
stream
just
off.
do it.
Turn the stream off so they don't see.
We're not breaking the law. Goodbye.